So tonight I'm going to do just some simple stuff. We're going to work on finishing up buildings. As you can see, this is kind of started this earlier today. One of the scoring tower buildings for baps. And finished it up minus the texturing. So next thing I need to do is make a couple smaller buildings for it. Just make sure I'm keeping everything on the same scale here. Keep out. Y in. Right. Same height now. I want to make it scale on X about that big. My windows here that I made earlier. Go to edit mode. So you just kind of select them all, or select that one. Duplicate it. P to go. Hide those. The object. Geometry. I realized I messed that up. Duplicate it. Selection. Like that. I did that, but whatever. Okay, so there's the window. Basically just a quick and easy window. Bring it in. Shift P to duplicate it. Bring it over. And so basically pretty simple to make pretty simple to kind of make a building, especially when it's further away. Less details you want to have because it bogs down on game assets. But other than that, it's pretty simple, straightforward. Nothing else going on. Next thing we'll do on this is we want to add a little bit extra detail to the building. So go to the cube, go to edit, grab my loop cut, hit my loop cut, GG, moves it up. Select the face, extrude, then it has a little bit of a dip down towards the back, so bring that down. And there's another one of the square boxes made real quick. And then see what we need to do is we need to go UV editing. Faces of the runner. Done. Hide it. Grab the side of the building. Side view. U for unwrap. Check for view. Grab that. H to hide it. Select these three faces. Line it up. U. Check for view. Throw it off to the side here. Grab the roof. Z for up. View. H to hide. Y direction. U. Project view. And then hide that. This is just the floor. I don't care. No one's ever going to see it. In fact, we're just going to go ahead and delete our face. Alt H to hide everything. Hey, hey, Richie, how you doing? I know it's not the most entertaining one tonight, but it's just been a crazy few weeks. I just figured do something simple, and I'm working on trying to finish baps right now, and so I figured let you guys see kind of how I construct buildings for the game. So, see, we have pieces here for the UV unwrapping, which is how textures get added on. Here, scale that in a little bit. Then at the side of the building, scale that up. You want to have everything kind of fit inside of this little box, because if it goes outside of it, it has its own little sub issues. It'll want to repeat the textures. It's the back wall, a little larger for detail. Roof, it's not really seen by much. Real simple. Then I go up to UV, considering about bounds. I have not got a hold of Lincoln Park Speedway yet. Just been quite busy. Dealing with some stuff at my house. But I will reach out to them hopefully this week. I want to try to get the last few tracks that I was chasing on board. So hopefully I'll have like a list here sometime this week of what's going to be where, what tracks are going to be on that initial list here for the game. Yep. This one, I'm going to shrink it down a little bit for now. Go back to layout. Control J joins those two windows together. Then Control J again, brings in the whole model into one complete model. Go back into UV editing. I only want to select my window pieces here. Selected. Excuse me. Same method as I do everything else. View, project view. Grab these. The fact that these are going to be identical. Kind of want to make sure they're layered right over on the top of each other. Grab. There we go. See to kind of grab everything else. See it's not brighter. Grab that. Detail up. And go inside the building real quick. You'll see that I have spaces and don't need them. So this now building is ready to get textured and be ready to get put into the game. Next thing we'll want to do here is export selection only. Call this baps. 0 on it. Oh, it's at the top of the list. It's back. Make sure you always have that selection on if you only want to save that, because if I exported it all together, the every single object on the game would, on this level or in this level would export with it. Then I'm gonna shift duplicate this again because I'm gonna have two of these buildings. Put that out. Building. Have everything done. Layout. New building. Select the windows. Control J to combine everything. editing. Select all the faces for the windows. Before. Just gonna bring all of these over together. So they line up. So one thing about game development, it is a very tedious process sometimes. Just trying to make sure you get everything ready to go. Life easier with this one. Let's drag it over, drop it on. Select that one. Drag it over. Line everything back up. Select all those window objects, grab it, scale them up, to kind of fit where I want them. Select that. So all my faces are selected again. Delete those faces, they're not needed. And now this building is pretty much ready. Move this up a little bit. Scale it on the Y, just so it fills up more of my area here, so I can increase the graphics. Just want to make sure there's just a little bit of an island left over. Do all this. Scale that on. Too big. Grab that. Set some building. Scale it up. And that is now ready to get exported. This way, material. Export it. I don't need action. I'm going to export it from now, but I do want to name it. Yeah, that is it for them. Save. Turn these other two squirmies back on. Distance between them all. Select all three. Stand up. Get up. Over, so it's out of the way. Here's kind of an overview of how baps is currently. Next thing we need to do is texturing. Have here. Just have my own naming conventions when I do stuff. Nothing ever happens to be specific. It's just kind of what I do. So I'm going to select that. Since I've already need to make a texture for this. They're going to have the same texture. These 3 objects. All selected. Everything else already has textures made. These items don't. So I'm going to go File, Export. It's going to be an FBX file. I have it on all. I'm going to call this baps. Substance there for that. Is everyone doing all right? I know there's only 3 viewers right now, but appreciate you guys tuning in to hear me kind of stumble along trying to show this how it all works. But right now the game is just kind of at a point where I need to start getting the stuff all pieced together. It's going to be Unity render. So it's on. I brought everything in, and then I realized when I go back in here, you go back and export. Forgot the export thing. Always check that. These are the only things I actually want to change. So first thing I want to do is bake everything. Bake selected mesh, and now we get a little colorful light show for a minute while it goes through every little bit. Done. See, it's weird. Do not know why I did that. Oh, and then I realized why. This is what happens when you don't put a material on items. So go back in here, make material. Build. Sorry, I'm tired. Making some sloppy mistakes tonight. Export. Set. Sloppy mistakes. And this is why it's nice that I don't do a whole lot of details at the same time, because baking this would take ages. Big mesh maps again. Now you can see everything's starting to look a lot better. You don't have any of this craziness, but you do have all this infield and occlusion for maps built in, which is exactly what I want. So first thing I want to do is I want to go, let's do the score booths. Go to layers, let's see. Go in real quick and get my corrugated texture reloaded. Always makes me glare. It's over. Let's see, that's a really overly done texture. Send quite a bit. So the first step is we don't worry about all the windows here. Then what we'll do is we're going to add a mask on. Bring the size down substantially. As you can see now that I'm doing this mask, it's not helping. See, it does not like going over the edges of the devices. I have to clean that up. Just kind of want to zoom in. X. Just trying not to hit any of the actual window. Just kind of steady hand. Rid of all of the issue there. This is sort of the hardest part. Sorry, I don't normally concentrate a lot harder, so when I concentrate real hard, I tend not to talk, explain things as much. Cleaned up that window nicely. Get this right now. As you can see, it has a nice color to it. Kind of hitting in a few spots. So we'll switch it to X. Okay, so now the windows, as you can see, have a mask on them. Then we have the new issue. So right there. So now they got the corrugated look. And then some mask here. Goof up like that and just really looks silly when you're doing stuff, but as you can see, everything's kind of corrugated in. The roof I'm not so worried about. See, there's a color. Set this to white. And you can see where it has all the worn looks to it. It's got a little bit more awareness. Fix that up. So we go through. So the reason I'm going to leave these white is if I need to reuse them in another track, I can easily come in and just pick the color I need the objects to be. So now we're going to move on to the big building. Same method. Go in. See from the initial view. Gotta scale everything in. Down. Let's look. And go back in, right click, add a. Okay. More diligent this time when I'm painting the mask. Just kind of try to keep it as steady as you possibly can. Kind of like funnel arts and craft projects when you're a kid. Kind of color in the lines. See, the window is a lot cleaner this time. Just there. Same thing as I did before. Want to change the coloring out. It's got some weird look to it. Then color it back in later. So there's the buildings. Next thing I'm going to do is now the infield. Pull up my map real quick. So here's the map. As you can see, got lots of dirt and grass mix inside of the infield for this track. So Let's start with the base. See, it's way too low to our texture. Base. Down a little. Excuse me. Okay. Got that. Next thing we want to do is go to grass. See, it's got a little mix. Same theory as before. You want to just kind of here. Picture here. Looks like we want to put some grass through here. Grass up. Got in. Forth. Goes all the way up here quite a bit. Pitches here. Grass over here. Swamp here that will add in. That looks like everything else looks right. So the next thing I want to do, I want to take my opacity, turn it down about 80. Brush size slightly smaller. Soften the edges around where I put everything. Is hard edged between grass and dirt blending. That. Switch it here. I'm going to do kind of the opposite. Add some extra details that way. That should work for our dirt. Switch back to infield. Okay, so it's just going to have a lot of dirt. Am I making the Mickey or the Dickie's barbecue? Possibly. I don't know where it's at on the track to the track building. Is it one of these outbuildings? Mask. Get some grass. Just like a little bit of grass down in this area. Get it in. Now, a lot of grass in this area here. Grass over here. Grass in this area. Should go not that far. There. A few. Let's get dirt in. Again. Looks like the dirt just kind of continues on to grass here. So fill that in a bit more. This grass. We're also gonna have some trees here, so we'll just cross that in anyway. And road that up. Then other than that, go and save this as maps. Other than that, it's kind of the process of a little more of the behind the scenes process of how this kind of works. Then once I import it Unity, there's a few more little tricks I do, but as you can see, it gives a nice realistic looking dirt and grass. But here, call it a night. Thank you guys for turning up and keep plugging away on this thing, and hopefully we can get this thing out